Hi, everybody. Good morning. We're glad you're here. This is Caregiver Crossing. It's a podcast brought to you by Joyce House, and we are so happy that you're here. Caregiver Crossing, a podcast created just for you, the caregiver. We're here every week. We bring you experts from across the country to provide you some comfort and joy and resources for all of you that are caregivers right now. Thank you again for being here with us. I'm Terry Stacy, and you are...
Well, I'm Tina McIntosh, and we have a third party with us today. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Kelly Young, and I'm so excited to be a part of this. I'm usually behind the scenes, and so when you go rogue, I'm like, let me out. I might have something to say.
I'm Kelly Young with Bays Communications, fantastic, and help bring Caregiver Crossing to life and so many other things. So Kelly, we're glad you're here with us today.
Thanks, glad to be here.
So Tina McIntosh, the founder of Joyce House Adult Day Services, has created something called a care kit, and we have talked about it for a long time. It is a fantastic resource. It's a must-have resource in every home. And for those that don't know or haven't, are first-time listeners, tell us about a care kit and what it is and what it does, and let's go through it.
Well, it does not make you dinner. It is legit.
Dang it, I'm out.
It doesn't clean. It's a 2-inch white binder, but it is packed with all kinds of information. And I describe it to people like, college courses, you do like a 101 course and a 201 course and you advance. And I put this at like a 201. It's not the first thing that you're going to probably step into when you're caregiving, but you need to have it along the journey. And so it is a care kit. CARE stands for consistency, advocacy, reassurance, and education. And it is available to anyone who wants it. You can contact us at joycehouse.org or me at tina@joycehouse.org. But in this kit is years worth of knowledge to really make you organize and think. So I'm going to walk you through some of these. Ask me questions along the way or chime in with anything that you've got. But I mean, there's the first section that really is your basic information. You know, who are you? Who's your loved one? The things you would expect. But there are a couple things in here that I love, and they're perforated, so you can tear them out, put them in your wallet. There's an emergency information card that you would carry with you. There is, in case of emergency, I'm a caregiver for someone. So I have that behind my ID in my wallet. If something happened to me, emergency responders, when they're pulling out your ID, would see that too. It's at the very top. So in case of emergency, and it tells who I care for and what their diagnosis is and who to contact. So if I'm caring for my mom, her name is, her name and her diagnosis is on here, but it says to contact my husband or my kids or my best friend so that my mom is not left stranded wherever she is living with her life-altering diagnosis. And then there's another card in here, Terry, you've heard me talk about, but it is the Please Have Patience with Us card. So again, we're going to pick on my mom, who doesn't have any diagnoses that I know of at this time, but Mom, we're going to pretend you have, MS. And so my mom and I want to go out to dinner, but it's hard because with her MS, her body and her mind don't do things like they used to. And she gets embarrassed, or sometimes the server gets impatient with us. And so I hand them this card very slyly. I don't have to do it, so my mom sees it, or I can, depending on the situation. And it says, please have patience with us. My loved one is living with blank. You fill it in and may take some extra time to gather thoughts.
So smart.
Is it so easy? But
yeah,
you know this, both of you know this. There have been reasons in your life you haven't gone to the grocery, or you haven't gone out to eat, or to a movie, or to a whatever, because the person you're with has some kind of a challenge, and either they're embarrassed or you're nervous about how things are going to go down. So,
without speaking, you can just hand that little card, and then the person you love so much doesn't know what's happening. It's so smart, Tina. It really is. What else?
Oh my gosh, so much. So this is going to take longer than 10 minutes, ladies. So there's another section. And let me ask you this. If you were caring, let's say Kelly, if you were caring for your uncle, I don't know your uncle, I'm sure he's delightful, but pick an uncle, any uncle in your mind. If you're caring for him, what are some of the things that you would not be comfortable doing in caring for your uncle?
I would be worried about the medications that he might be on and not knowing everything and when to take it, what to take, how much. So I know that would be one of my big concerns. I'd probably screw something up.
And bathing and
Yes, for
all
sure.
of the things.
And that-
So there's a list in here that helps you think through this. And so you're going to figure out what are the things I'm not comfortable doing. If for you it's medication, then there are some examples and resources to how can you have those medications prepared in advance. There are companies that will do that. Or what is a company that you need to hire in to do those things for you. If you go out of town, so let's pretend that you and Terry are sisters and you go out of town and now Terry is left caring for your uncle. There are things that she's definitely not going to be comfortable doing, right? Because she doesn't know him as well.
And there's the record, she's the older sister.
Oh yeah, Terry's
For
older.
crying out loud.
Wow, this is going to take a turn. That's a whole different
Older
binder.
and wiser. Thank you.
And one's a blonde and one's a brunette, so this could get really ugly. I might sit back and watch this unfold.
Yeah.
There is a sheet in here that helps also if Terry's taking over that responsibility, who are the people who can come in and do things with your uncle? So who is it that can come and give him a bath, a couple times a week? Who is it that can help him with the food? Maybe he doesn't like Terry. Maybe you're his favorite. He doesn't want to eat for her.
Older and not the favorite? Wow. This is not going well at all.
But also
I'm not
who can
coming.
help?
Take my name off of your character. Take me off your list.
I have a page for that.
You're at the top of my list, Terry. I'm sorry, you're at the top.
They would be.
Thank you. Thank you.
But it's just to help you think through a lot of these situations and who can help. There's a list in here that I love for the home, and it's everything from, what packages might be delivered to care for the animals to care for.
Wow.
It's got things about, who are those companies that you would use? Like, for instance, if Kelly's going on that vacation and the toilet runs over or the electricity goes out, I don't know that Kelly wants a call from us, Terry. Like,
No, I
so
don't.
that's all in the booklet. But from a medical side, we give you a list of all of your care physicians and the team and when's the last time you saw them. This is one of my favorite pages. It's an upcoming doctor appointment page. It sounds so silly, but how many times have y'all gone to the doctor and you're like, I have questions.
Yeah.
I can remember 2 of them. And I'm pretty sure there were 10.
Yeah.
So it gives you a list of, why you're going, your questions, where to put your answers, any of the outcomes. I mean, it is packed with information. So then it goes on to, I'm going to skip to the end of it here.
Because I think the end part is the hardest part to actually open up and to talk about, because those are things I think at the end of the care kit that talk about what music do you love? Would you like to have played at your funeral?
Yeah.
There's a little more, it's a little harder. You might have to have a cocktail when you get to the end of the book.
Yeah, so let's spend a moment there. I know we typically, try and keep our podcast here at 10 minutes, but we're just going to let ourselves go for a moment.
Keep going a little bit.
Here. So the end of this, you're exactly right, Terry. It has to do with, first of all, what's the funeral planning? Do you know how many people don't talk about funeral planning?
It's hard.
It is hard, but at the same time, it's part of the process, right? I mean, we know it's going to happen. There's only one way out of this earth, and that's through, like death. But so it's talking about that, but it's down to, here's what I love, is that somebody's filling out this kit, and I've heard this countless times at this point, and they get to this chapter of the kit, if you will, and they sit down with, let's say, Dad, and they're like, ooh, Dad, we're at an uncomfortable point. This is about funeral planning, but can you talk with me about who do you want your pallbearers to be? And, what readings do you want? What pictures do you definitely want in it or not want in it? And it goes on and on into what the obituary. You can sit down with your loved one because of this care kit and how easy it is, and you can figure out what the obituary is gonna say. And then there's one page that I love that I don't want to be remiss, and then we'll talk about where you can get a kit. This page just says, what is the legacy? And the tip we give here is to record this on a phone or any other recording device so that you also capture their voice. But here are the questions. So, fondest childhood memory, greatest personality trait and why, how to be remembered, how they want to be remembered, major accomplishments, improvements they made to the world, lessons they've taught to others. Can you imagine sitting down with somebody you love and just filling in those blanks?
Yeah. You know, what's interesting is it's easier to talk to somebody that you don't love about those things than the person that you love. It just is. It's emotional, but as you said, it's the way to go. It's the way to do it. It's just, it's priceless, except the care kit costs you nothing, right?
It doesn't. You know, there's a donation card in here. It costs us about $20 if we have to mail it a little bit more. So we'd love if people are able to make donations for it. But you can email me at tina@joyshouse.org and we'll make sure to get you one. I know before we go, Kelly has a question. I know that because if you could see her on Zoom, she's waving her hands, doing some. So Kelly.
So my question is, though, you don't need to wait until you're a care. Like all of a sudden I'm listening to all the valuable information that it has. And I'm thinking I'm not a caregiver right now, but that would be such a great resource for me to be thinking about it now,
Yes.
right?
Well, it would. And for anything, I mean, you don't have to fill in all of the areas, but what a gift it would be to people around you if you filled it in for yourself. I have one for myself.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I have one for my mother-in-law who lives with us. Mom, Dad, I have two dads, Mom, Dad, Ken, Dad, Tom, if you're listening, get your care kits done. I get on to get it done. But no, Kelly, you're right. I mean, before I was in a caregiving situation, I filled out the card that says I am a caregiver for blank. I have 3 kids. I put in all of their names. It's the same thing, right? I mean, caregiving, Terry and I've talked about this before, caregiving, the definition is very broad. So I'd love for you to have a kit and to fill it out. It make a difference.
Yeah. Thanks. I wasn't even thinking for myself. I was thinking for my mom, my parents, but now I'm thinking, yeah, what a great resource for myself and for my kids. So thank you.
Yep. Yeah. So that's what I got, ladies. That is as fast as I can describe a care kit.
Good.
Thank you.
You did good. Okay, that does it for us here on Caregiver Crossing. We appreciate y'all listening so much. Hope you learned something a little bit. Hope you get your care kits too. We'll be back again next week with another podcast, another Caregiver Crossing podcast. If you need anything, questions, just comments, please send a note to tina@joyshouse.org. We'll catch you next time. Thanks very much for joining us this morning, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks, guys.